All right. Hello and good evening. My name is Chris Palmer with Chris Palmer SEO. In today's YouTube SEO Mastermind every Thursday, what I'd like to do is answer any and all of your SEO questions. Anything that you may have had from the past week, we'll answer first. I'll take all of your live questions, and then I like to go over some type of training related to local SEO, on page SEO, off page SEO, anything that you need. Or if we want today, what we'll be doing is working on a WordPress site, scaling out content, and I'll have a shareable that I can give you as well. So I really don't want to waste any time here. If you have any questions, please put them into the chat. We have a hard stop today at 7:10. I have a meeting right after this. But get your questions in. I'd be happy to help you out. Local SEO, Google Business Profile, on and off page SEO, technical a little bit. Get your questions in. So what I'll do first, though, is come right over here and we'll take the questions from the community from the last. I usually answer some of them, but I'll leave some of the questions. So anything that's left over, we'll answer right now. All right. So let's take a look here. So this is from Glenn Art. And Glenn says, very well done presentation. What was the game changer in this video? Was linking one piece of supporting content to the city and state pages, breaking up the what's, how, etc. of the supporting content into separate is also very good. So it's a little bit jumbled there, but I think what you're asking, and thank you for the question, Glenn Art. All right, I know you've been with me. Let's see how long it says you're a subscriber. 4 years. I'm starting to get sick, so don't mind my coughs. But what I think Glenn Art is asking is, I was showcasing in this video particularly how to create supporting content. Not only sharing the structure, we will have website, then service, and then supporting content to support the service. Not only are we conveying to Google and anyone else the structure or the hierarchy of information or depth of concept, but what we're talking about and how we're formulating informational pages. So the big takeaway there is not only understanding the hierarchy of a site, understanding the importance of pages in that hierarchy, and most importantly, how you can combine what terms, who terms, how terms together. And you're probably wondering, what do you mean by what and how terms? What do you mean by this? So here, let me just share with you something briefly. All right, so I'm going to open this up. This is Incognition, just a tool, but this is SEMrush. So inside of SEMrush, what's great is they have something called a keyword magic tool. So if you're curious what I'm talking about, you just joined me. Combining informational query types. At the end of the day, there's only 8 intents really, or 8 query types. And that's going to be, your high commercial intent, informational, you have your verses, but more importantly for supporting content, there's who, what, when, why, where, how questions to answer. You can do a best of, or you could do a verses, right? And then there's small variants in between. So the strategy that I showcased was relatively simple once you break it down. So you start with a base term, all right? Let's just say that you are, or service, I should say. So let's just say that we are in the, I don't know, how about car accident lawyer. Let's say you're a lawyer. Let's say you're a car accident lawyer. You're in the law space, or personal injury space, I should say. You come over here, you put your base service in, or whatever your service is, inside of SEMrush. Other tools can work very similarly. You will look for questions. And what we're looking to do, using our best common sense, using our best understanding of the niche, right? Like, what we're looking to do is take all of the Control F, all of the what questions, and formulate a page. For instance, if you can see my screen, I believe you can. If we're talking about title tag and H1 and the primary page and then the URL parameter will be, what is a car accident lawyer, right? So that's in the URL. What is a car accident lawyer is our title tag, and our H1 is what is a car accident lawyer. Well, our other H tags and the other primary density of the page, the actual optimization of the page is all hyper relevant as long as I'm answering questions about what is a car accident lawyer. But I don't want just any questions. I only want to answer questions that are semantically relevant and have search volume. So what this strategy for Glenart, this is what it boiled down to, is when you have your H2s, H2, maybe H3s, depending on the page, what does a car accident lawyer do? Well, what is a car accident lawyer? What does a car lawyer do? It's not a new page. It's staying on topic. It's just building depth within what's a car accident lawyer. Well, what do they do? Then you go to the next one. Well, what to ask a car accident lawyer? Well, what a great next header. What to ask? What to ask a car accident lawyer? You with me? And this is how you create your page. I'm answering all of the what questions. And what is the primary takeaway, Glenn? Because this is how this question stemmed. The primary takeaway here is I can have less pages that rank for more terms. Excuse me one momentarily. This is an important one. Give me 1 minute here. I'll be 2 seconds. Apologies. Sorry about that. To take a brief call. So, main takeaway. All right. Lower amount of pages that rank for more terms. I'm creating more relevant pages by combining terms that mean the same thing or are semantically related, right? I'm not veering off the subject. Google's not confused. It's a hyper optimized way to rank for as many terms as possible while you're also saving time and effort and work hours, right? Because I'm doing less pages. You do all of your work up front, right? What I mean by upfront is I'm looking for the terms to target. I'm looking for the phrases to target, and I'm only searching for stuff that has volume that's hyper relevant. That's the main takeaway here. So hopefully that helps you out. And then so I don't have 9 million of these, I better shut this one off. All right, so moving on to the next question. Uh-oh. Let's shut this off. X. Yes, continue. Okay, now this one. Get rid of this and moving on. So thank you for the question. Answered 6/19 of 25 during live stream on YouTube SEO Mastermind. All right. So here we'll copy that so we don't have to type it again. So perfect. Thank you for that. So John Clay says, excellent information. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Moving down the list, 2 days, masterclass, bro. Your energy and skills inspire me. Thank you a lot for your presence. It's my pleasure. I'm glad to help. Awesome music, dude. Glad to help and share. Okay, looking for questions. Is there a way, so this comes from JS-KJ. Is there a way to add facts in bulk? I have 30 local offices that need the same ones. Any automation tools that can help? Good question. See, I want to point this out because I notice this a lot. You know, when you're creating or optimizing a page, all right, see, the problems with FAQ is that FAQ or question terms are there to support main topics, correct? Now, just because 2 years ago or a year ago, or because you have a site that's 10 years old above you ranking, and they're putting facts on high commercial intent pages, and they're ranking, and they're doing it wrong and winning, doesn't mean that you, with a newer site, with less links, with less age, should do the same thing. And here's what I mean. I want to point this out here. I'm a visual learner. Hopefully you are as well. Most are, but hopefully this helps showcase this. So what I'm getting at here is I want to rank on Big G, right? So what I'm going to do is I create a page, and let's just say that we'll stick with the same topic, car accident lawyer. But it's not just car accident lawyer, it's car accident lawyer Baton Rouge, all right? So what you'll do is you're going to create a page, URL title H1. You'll have your top level page going after Louisiana, and then you have your city service pages, right? So you'll create your page for, car accident lawyer Baton Rouge. You'll do all of your optimizations targeting a high commercial intent term, right? But then what you'll do is either in H tags, right? Usually in H tags and headers and H3s or H4s, you'll put like, what does a car lawyer do? Question mark, right? What do they do? How much do they charge? When's the best time to contact them? So on and so forth. And you'll create a fact section. And then to double down, you'll take that fact section and you'll also put it into schema, or you'll add it to a how-to and reinforce those facts within your high commercial intent page. Well, why is this wrong? And why shouldn't I do it? Now, I'm not saying that there may not be people in front of you or people beating you, other companies. There might be, but they're not winning because they've added this. They're winning besides adding that. That's actually hindering their performance. And here's why. I have a high commercial intent term, right? Say car accident lawyer. What we want to do is we don't want to add question terms because this shifts the intent of the page. Even if the primary density and the primary optimization is geared towards car accident lawyer Baton Rouge, if I have 8 other headers that are targeting informational queries, what's my page about, right? And on top of that, it's not that I don't want to answer these questions, but it's how you formulate the question. It's not a question, it's a statement. What do we do? Here is what our brand name does. Are you with me? So I'm still answering the same question. I'm still giving the same information, but you're doing it as a statement, not a FAQ or a question mark. Why? Because I'm on a high commercial intent page. Questions are to be answered to support a topic. Are you with me? So years back, yes, this was great. Add that in. But in my opinion, I've noticed after taking this off, using question terms or informational type terms or phrases to support main topics is much better. It'll make these pages take off. Plus, I'm staying more semantically relevant. So this is why it's a problem. And this is why not to do it. And then I want to point this out. So adding the FAQs in bulk. So, as far as plugins, I'm not 100% sure. There's tools and things to speed up process all the time. I don't know if I have hair or what. But what I can tell you is this. With Gemini, with Grok, with OpenAI, or any other AI tool, what I do know is once we know what the most common FAQs or facts about a topic or a brand are, it's very easy to formulate these utilizing AI. So, to give you a precise recommendation is hard, but use AI to answer the questions. That would be my best tip. All right. Plus, on top of that, the other things that we just covered. Let's move this fan in. Okay, moving down the list, South Charlotte. Again, if you have not already, please put your questions in. I'll be happy to answer them. On top of that, if you need me to look at something, you want me to go over something, optimization, GBP, anything, that's what this time is for. All right. So I set this aside for you, for Mastermind members, or anyone that joins during these sessions. I'm here to help you. All right. So South Charlotte says, all good. Live stream cut off when you stood up. That's why people left. Maybe I'm getting a little worried about AI taking over search queries. I think what you teach should protect us. If not, you'll let us know. Mad love and respect. So, it's interesting. Everyone is very fearful of AI, or taking jobs or taking over rankings, and everything is going to evolve. But with that being said, it's still a tool to be utilized within our arsenal, right? So what I'm really, really investing a lot of time in currently is, okay, since they're taking over, they're taking traffic, so much so that even SEMrush, it was pointed out to me today, even SEMrush is pointing out AI overview that's not linking. And what that category or what that section is really saying is, hey, here's an AI overview, and these are the keywords that we're taking from you, right? I don't know if you noticed this. It was pointed out to me today. Not like that, but pretty much that's how I saw it. So what I want to know is, okay, if they're going to take the traffic anyway, they're not going to link. Well, what information are they taking? What different variations of information are they keeping? Because it's not like we're losing a bunch of, for instance, I work with law firms, real estate investors, a few clients, we'll just say, right? And something we've noticed is maybe a dip in overall traffic. But what we haven't noticed or experienced, at least most of the time, is that, yeah, we might see a dip in traffic, but what we're not seeing is a dip in overall sales. So when we're losing variation of text or informational queries or stuff that wasn't converting anyway, it looks like we're dumping in traffic, but our sales are either increasing or staying the same. So I think Google's just getting a little bit better. But either way, no worries. And thank you. All right, we'll keep it going. Next video, could you discuss? Okay. Effective Google ranking, Google de-indexing pages lately. Great channel, always enjoy. Next video, can you discuss LLM text? Okay. LLS text. Is it LLS or LLM? So, okay. Is the LLM.txt file, is that accredited or something that Google is utilizing? I don't believe so at this time. I do believe that it's relatively new. I do believe that Google definitely will analyze and look for microdata formats, JSON LD formats. They definitely look at robots.txt. But do I feel or do I know for a fact that Google is A, reading that, and B, are they even, if they do read it, do they take it into consideration? It's a very new concept or idea, South Charlotte services. So at this time, I don't want to jump the gun. So hopefully that helps you. You know, I'm not going to speak on that yet because I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that Google's not, they say at least they're not utilizing them. So that's good enough for me. What's the purpose of getting those links out? Okay, so you asked a question on top of a entity stack short. So I was probably just giving a tidbit of what an entity stack is. As far as the links that are inside of that particular short video, these are outbound linking to other Google applications that index. And what I'm getting at here, and I believe you can see my screen, is each of these apps are individual products, just like Google Search is. So what you want to identify is out of these products, these 32 different products, Sheets and Slides and Keep and Classroom and Books and Blogger, all of them, right? Which ones can I combine together? Which ones actually show up in search results? Not just search results in .com, but all the different Googles, right? Basically, which ones are valued and continuously valued. So with that being said, I'm looking to cross-link them all. And I'm looking to link, at least in that video, I'm looking to link to whatever asset I'm trying to power up. That's it. Now, we're not really using stacks now unless it's single service, single location. But we are looking at stacks for another way to train models for information. That's all I have to say about that. All right, going down the list. 4 days. For the 209 one time, is there a long-term benefit or is it like ads? Link building 2024. So this is relatively old and I'm not sure exactly what you're speaking on. But links are not advertisements. Okay. And I run across this a lot with clients. Ads aren't, or links aren't advertisements. They're not banner ads. They're not advertising. It's to get referring domains. So I'm not sure exactly the context of this question, but this is it's a year old video. So thank you for the question, but I don't recall that video, I guess is what I'm getting at. All right. For 209, okay. What is with your 209? 209 for what, friend? This video doesn't say anything about numbers. I know for a fact because that was a ad that we ran. Excellent video. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, moving down the list, 5 days. Great content. How can I find out if you have multiple machine IDs for your Google business profile, and how can you merge them? Okay, great question. So multiple IDs. One of the ways to first and foremost identify, I guess the two modes to first identify if there potentially could be two for the same business is one, go over to Google Maps and start typing in your business name. If you see your business name in your target area or anywhere show up more than once from your verified listing, there's a high probability you might have more than one CID. Once you identify where it is, then it's easy to get the CID, right? I go over it in this video. The second way of doing it is go into Google Business Profile like you're going to create a new one. Start to type in the business name, and if there's a drop down that says, do you mean this? And it's your business name, there might be another one that exists other than yours. All right, so that's two surefire bets. Check Google Maps or try to add a new one. But I did answer it during this call. Okay. And then great content. How can he find? Okay, so we did this. My main keyword, TV mounting in Charlotte. Variations also surrounding towns in South Charlotte for reference. I'm not sure what you mean, but maybe we could take a look today if you're here. And this was years ago. I must have missed these from years ago. So I pretty much got them all. How does this have a thumbs down? I wondered the same at the time. Right? You know? You always create, I mean, I might not have the best camera angle or cool animations, but I usually have a piece of information. So thank you for that, sir. All right. So that wraps it up for these questions. Let's see if there's anything live. If not, we'll get directly into the work for today. So I'll come over here to chat. If you have any questions related to SEO, local SEO, maps, Google business profiles, please stick it in. I'll be happy to help you out. So let's take a look here. So Amira Buzine asks, how to create content that outranks competition? Great question, very broad. So first and foremost, when creating content to outrank current competitors, there's more than just the content at play. First and foremost, what we're looking at is I need to know how long has that competitor been there? How long have they been in that SERP, right? Because that's the biggest metric that no one says, right? Because at the end of the day, Google's a product. So if Google's a product and I've been doing, or think about your own business, you've been doing business with someone for 5 years. How and why would you ever change suppliers or people you've been working with? You generally wouldn't, right? It's just common sense. This is how business in the world generally goes. Google's a product too. So if Google's a product and they've been working with number 1 through 5 for 20 years, why or how would they potentially push your new site into position, right? So there has to be a massive blunder or you're doing it a lot better. So doing it a lot better, though, would entail that I have the age because true authority is consistency over time, right? So do I have depth of concept? Do I know on-page SEO? Do I have the category-specific backlinks? Am I getting any type of traffic for these types of key terms? How old is my website? How old is that page? I think the list is very, very long. But what I would start with is if you're looking at competitors that are very, very old, all right, what I would start looking for is, well, first and foremost, I want to point out a page will rank for more than one term, right? So, what other secondary terms mean the same thing that your competition is ranking for, but they're a little bit weaker? Or maybe they're a little bit easier to get into those particular SERPs. So they might not be the exact SERP that you want. It might have lower search volume. However, if you have a higher probability of ranking for it, that's what I would go for. And that's why keyword research is the start of every campaign. It's one of the most important and essential things, because once we establish the key term, it might be a variation, it could be a variant, it could be a long tail. Which one can I actually rank for? So I would start with that. How do you write content? By taking a look at the competition and seeing, first and foremost, age. Secondly, let's take a look at links. How long have they been there? How many keywords are they ranking for? And the list goes on and on. So hopefully that helps you out. Sorry, I'm getting sick. So this comes in from Kelji. Thank you for your question. Hey, Chris, do you recommend outsourcing SEO right away or learning enough to bring results to my clients, as I'm currently a one-man running a web design agency? I cover dev and design. Excellent question. So really at the end of the day here, you need to make a decision. Do you want to make, it's either you're doing custom solutions at a very high cost, right? Or you're going to do productized, templatized service, whether it's managed or not, and be able to templatize it and make it a repeatable process that you can train on and repeat at a more fair cost, right? So firstly, both work and you can do both. But when I'm looking at this about outsourcing, I would know enough, right, that you know what jobs are being done and you know how much time it takes, you know what the costs are. I would know about that. And the second thing I would think to myself, or third, I should say, is do you want to be an operator, right? This is a skill, a very hard skill. Are you an operator or are you the SEO? Are you the strategy? If there's 10 facets of business, where do you want to place yourself? Are you the operator? Are you the lead? Are you actually deploying the work? Who are you doing the work for? What's your price point? Before outsourcing, I would really want to answer all those other questions, especially with SEO. It's always moving. Are you doing research and development? How are you staying ahead of the curve? My price point has to be on point, right? Then there's teams and management. Like there's so many small details. First and foremost, figure out who you serve. Secondly, are you going to be high or low price? Third, do you want to productize? Fourth, I would look for somebody that has some type of skill set in management and integration. You're going to need that. Take care of your financials. And is this what you want? Tough business, but definitely doable. But you have to stay ahead of the curve, stay competitive with price. There's a lot there. One of the hardest things that I personally would say is team deployment, team management, and then the initial intakes, because these are hard, time-consuming processes that have to keep going no matter what. So, yes, best wishes to you, my friend. Sue asks, hey, I'm trying to add schema to a photo using the EXIF editor. I keep getting a message asking me how many bytes. What am I doing wrong? It's stressing me out. Okay. All right. So that's relatively advanced, Sue. So here, we'll cover this in two sections. All right. First and foremost, I think or three. Let's do the first one. So EXIF tool, firstly. Okay. So EXIF tool is how you're adding EXIF information to the image. So this could be aperture, the date and time, comments, tags, the title, what kind of camera was used, these types of elements. Okay. So this type of information, if you were to add every single EXIF and XMS piece of data to an image, almost every single one except for about 9 out of 200 will get stripped out. We know because we tested it on YouTube, on Google Business, Google Maps. We tested this. So I don't believe that EXIF is where you're going to want to add the schema markup. And if you did add it there, you'd probably put it in comments or a section that would stick, like comments, the copyright, the title. And I don't think that's what you're after. What I believe that you're trying to do is you're probably wanting to add it utilizing a hex editor. So to utilize a hex editor, and again, this is relatively advanced. If you're in my other mastermind, which I know you are, I have a training that walks through the process verbatim. But essentially what you're trying to do is you want to take your image. So you'll open your image up. Let's just say it's this one. When you're taking a look at your image here, you would need to add, and I believe it's PDF or JPEG. I'd have to, it's been a while. We don't do this for every single person. But if you wanted to do it, you have to make sure, I believe it's PDF. And then what you're looking to do is actually add your bytes into the section down here. All right. So you can either add it to the very end or the one right before. Okay. So usually you would add it right here. Okay. And you would add your schema markup here. Then once you are done, you would need to actually house this image on your website. So I've added it actually to the hex. I've changed the code of the actual image. I'm housing or hosting the image on my website, just like a normal image. And then it should pick up, it will pick up the schema it'll pick it up in one of the tools. But you have to host it yourself, not through a CDN. All right. And that's what I think you're asking. But, so there's the two. Here's the last piece. All right. What I think would be much better, easily scalable. Plus on top of that, it's not, it's not time consuming. It's not gray area. What I think that would be much, much better, or what I know is probably a little bit better and less time consuming, is having your images, knowing who took it, understanding all the information about the image, and then looking up schema, image schema. All right. So image schema, go here, and then you'll see, okay. So you have image, let's just say it's photo. Okay. So we have image, we have a photo, so we could go to photos. All right. Here's our image schema. Property. So here we go. JSON. And then take a look down the list. Now there's more elements to make up image schema that you can add to your website or your web page that you have images on. But laying out the sizes, the title, who took it, if you look through here, you'll start to see which elements actually need to be there, all right, for image schema. So it's not EXIF or hex edited schema. Just get regular JSON LD or microdata format for your image or your thumbnail, your image galleries. Just use that schema markup. It'll be a lot more effective, less time consuming, and not gray area. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. Boy, I know I'm getting sick. Moving on, William. Hey, Chris, here we are again. Yep, here we are again, my friend. So William says, I'm creating a page optimized for local SEO. How can I create an address for a business that I don't own? I'm building a website for rank and rent. Okay. How do I create an address for a business that I don't own? So I'm not sure if you're asking out in the open here, how to create GBPs. But essentially, what you're doing here is this. You know, it's completely up to you. Now, I'm not going to get into every aspect. That would be insanity. But what I will showcase to you is this. Some of the things that I would be cautious of before starting. So first and foremost, you need to start with a trusted account. Trusted accounts come in many ways. All right. Um, you need a trusted aged account, but it's not something that can be bought off of Accounts Market. Okay. The next thing that you need to understand about selecting your area for an area that you don't own is a couple things. First and foremost, you need to understand what the colors mean within the map. Gray primarily meaning residential, orange primarily meaning commercial. So when you come over to an area like such as Houston, you want to note that see how this is orange, this is commercial. Okay, it's an airport. Green is obviously green or wooded area. Orange commercial, gray is residential. Okay. So the next thing or the next element that you'll probably want to take into account or consideration is this. So when you pick your area, see each of these outlines, this dark gray, these are residential or homes in most cases. You need to ask what's here. See, when I'm taking a look at what's here, firstly, it's been identified as a building. It's also been marked gray, so they know that it's a residential building at this address. All right. So we can see that Google has identified, they're not sure what the building is, right? But they know it's a building and it's residential. So that's one piece of the puzzle that I want to point out to you. So in selecting your area, make sure that whatever you're choosing, how much information do they have? Is it better to have something that looks like this? See this? See, they know it's a street, but they haven't identified what it is, nor do they have a photo. Yes, I took it from the middle of the road, but this is to outline information for you, right? They don't have a lot of data on this area. Could I potentially slide something in there? Not there, it's the middle of the street, but potentially. Let me show you another thing to look at, all right? So when you're coming over here, all right, let's go to one where we know there's businesses. So let's take a look here. So we can see that what has been outlined here, there is a gym here. Obviously, it's outlined in green. But more importantly here, look over here. JRP machining, but let's do a right click. What's here? So when I take a look at this, it says Plainview Street. It's a building. But when you scroll down, it will outline the businesses or the other businesses that are here. All right. Now, this can work for you and against you. See, if you find an area that has quite a few businesses and you're in a category that's very easy, this sometimes can be a good thing or a bad thing. I won't say the ways that it could be good, but I will tell you how it could be bad. One of the ways that it could be bad, or the most important way to understand how it could be bad, is if I'm looking down this list and I'm a gym, I would not want to use primary category as gym. Why? This guy has beat us here. Pick a new category. So the biggest thing, account age, account trust. Secondly, category. Thirdly, where on the map. Fourth, what type of business are you running? Fifth, is there anybody there? Sixth, does Google have a lot of information on the area? Once you get all of those pieces together, I think you'll be able to get it to land, depending again on that very first element. So without, this isn't really the place to be, discussing such things, but I'm very comfortable in what we talked about so far. Is there anyone else that I could help out? Or if you have a question, or if there's anything you'd like me to look at, please feel free to go ahead and put it in inside the chat here. Because if not, what I'm going to do is I'm helping out a young lady in my mastermind. Okay. Okay. And I'll go ahead and over here and I'll show you who she is and what it is. And we could take it from there. All right. So pest control, Middlesex NJ. So this young lady owns a pest control company, amongst others, I believe, in Middlesex, New Jersey. So Middlesex is a county. All right. So I could give you a brief overview, and then we'll go in here and finish off a few things. So what we're doing, or what I'm helping her with, is scaling location pages, fixing structure, and simplifying internal linking, right? Just helping scale and tune the site a little bit better, right? She's already an established business. She's been in business for a decade plus. Like, she's got 193 reviews, like, she's been in business for a while, right? She has existing customers, so she wants to spice up her her jobs, right? She wants to spice up her site. So in any case, let's take a look here. All right, so we're going to go right over here. And what we're looking to do, let me see. I thought I had it logged in, but maybe I don't. Uh-oh. Maybe it's in this one. I'm not a robot. I do not recall. Maybe it's this one. Okay. So we are in here. Maybe it is under this one. Okay. All right, bear with me. I'm gonna have to go grab the login. But we will give a brief overview of what we're up to before I go digging that out. And then again, if you have any questions, I'll give you a brief overview on what's going on here, and then we'll take it from there. All right. So what we're looking to do is I want to help her scale out location pages. All right. So we won't get into the particulars, but first and foremost, you need a base template that's optimized at least to the winning SERPs, right? The next piece of information that I want to give you is we need to push out the county, or the city, I mean. So we're targeting 25 cities. Each of these cities are inside of a county that are located in a state. So each page we want to talk about city information and county information. The next thing that we want to add is we want to add zip codes. All right. So we have zips, we have city, we have county, and we have state. So what we're doing, or what I'm doing with her, I'm showcasing it to her so she can move along a little bit faster, is I'm just creating this initial 25 base template, and then we're adding these elements. All right. So I'm uploading this, but I'm also menuing her service pages, location service pages, and supporting pages based upon a service. So what does that mean? Well, as soon as I log into here, hopefully I can set that up, and we'll get in there and we'll fix this up. So if you can have some questions, throw them in. If not, give me one moment. Let me use the lavatory. We'll come back. We'll log into the site here. Let me see if I can get that information now. And then we'll log in. Oh, I'm so shiny. It's kind of hot in here today. All right, so here, give me one moment. Let's see if we can grab this out of the email. Bear with me. All right. Zoom notification. Password. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Here, we'll just reset it now. What is it? AL. Okay, I could do that. Username. I am not a robot. Right, it should kick us back a new little password. Bear with me. We will log back in. Create a new password. I'm not a fan of writing them down or keeping track. I try to remember some of them. We're trying to help this young lady out. It's not a recurring or monthly. She's in the group. So, if it's somebody I'm helping out, I'm not going to keep their information. It's not like technically a client, even though kind of. So here. Team. There we are. Save. Okay, we have a new password. Wonderful. Fine. Save that one then. It just does not let you keep your own passwords. Our site does not like that. Okay. Copy. Paste inside. Remember, sure, why not? And we are in. Alrighty. Okay, let's see if we can go over now what we're doing, and hopefully it could help you out. So here, we'll come back into here. We'll put this up. Wonderful. All right, we'll come back over here. All right, so that's the reset. It doesn't give up anything. So we could save that. So inside of here, there was a lot of extras that are unnecessary. So we won't go over other stuff that I'm helping her out with. What I'll primarily concern myself with is what we want to do as far as our section. So we're taking care of pest control, at least the initial pest control page or pages. So top level estate, then you have your city pages, right? So a lot of you, I'm assuming, would be using WordPress, right? And WordPress themes and plugins and builders, and there's a lot of variation. There's a lot of variety, right? In this instance, this young lady is using not my favorite builder. I'm not very familiar because I never fell in love with it. But I've used it before. It's Elementor. And I believe, did I show my screen? I did. So she's using Elementor. She's using A2 Host. And then I think it's the Hello theme. All right, just to catch you up to speed. Now, what I'm helping her with is scaling out a state and city page based upon New Jersey. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this particular page. I'm creating what I call a base template. Inside of the base template, I want to point out some elements that are critical. All right, and I'll show you that first. Also, too, it's the sections that are next that I need to fix. But how this can help you. How this will help you is this is a great way to not only manage your internal links, but have good internal linking, right? So we're looking to do optimization in places that will make it easy for scale. Alongside of that, we're looking to have a good optimization for each of our pages, obviously, right? So what I want to point out here is we're going to be working on this sidebar. Now, I do not like, all right, so there's an icon list and a heading list. So what I want to do here is I do not want to have, here, I don't want to have this like this. I want this to be done a very particular way. So what I want to have is I'll keep her design elements, but the navigation menu is going to be, in this case, pests, service, service area, and supporting. Now, everything that's internally linked in the sidebar is hyper relevant to either area or service, regardless if it's a bug, a supporting piece of content, or a city page. We're only talking about one service in one state, and it just so happens to be in a very tight area. All right. So what we're going to do here, and I just want to take a look at this briefly. Looks like we have two sections. Design I'm not worried about at this present moment. What I'm more concerned with is getting the elements that I need. So that's what we're doing here. Again, this is Elementor. All right, so what I want to do is I want to take a look at navigation. So navigation is set up inside of actual WordPress. So let's go over here and let's go over there and create our new menus. All right, and then we'll go in here and do this. And then I think when I go over here, it'll start making more sense. So we're just on the base pages. We're going to go to the dashboard. And remember, I don't do design. I do SEO. She's going to fix, she'll fix how she wants it, which is fine by me because I dislike doing that stuff. But what I want to make sure of is we're going to go over here. We are looking for, no, settings. For some reason, which section is it in? Let me think. I thought it was in here. Menu. Nope. Is it here? Nope. Is it appearance? Aha! Menus. Okay. So what we want to do here is we have, so let's create another one. All right. So what we're going to do is we want to create a menu, and this will be called pest menu. So this is the pest menu. All right. So our pest menu is going to be based upon pages of the pests. So for a pest control site, these are top level pages where I don't need geo modified. Like I don't need roach control, pick your city. But what I do want to do is I want to build internal link flow, not only build internal link to the pest pages, but also I want those bug names to be A tags within each pest control page. All right. Now, why is an A tag important? The A tag is important because I'm putting emphasis on a word. We know that the weighting is different when utilizing an anchor text or an A tag within a page. How do we know? It's in the patent. It's in Google's patents. If you look up hyperlinking, if you look up systems and look up the Google patents. I don't know it off the top of my head, but it's in there, I assure you. Are they utilizing it? Only thing I can tell you is it does show up inside of patents. On top of that, when you add hyper-specific terms inside of A tags at a high density inside of a page, the page does better. Simple. So we're going to call this the pest menu. All right. And then this right here is called bulk menu creator. So it doesn't look like much now, but what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. I have to use the lavatory. Give me a second, but let's go over here. And I should have, all right, so these are the counties. Do I have bugs? If I don't, I will. All right, so these are each of the bugs. Okie dokie. I should have the pages here somewhere. Or at least I thought I did. Okay. If I don't, I will. So we'll go to page. Okay. Commercial B, spider. Terms, thank you. What is this? What is this that she has? Okay, so I don't like this. Pest sitemap. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to have to update this. Oh boy. Okay, so this is nowhere near what I need it to be. So we're going to make our lives a tad bit easier. So my apologies. I'm going to need 1 extra second here. So we're going to go to the main site. And we're going to use an extension to pull them out because I'll have to update the sitemap because at the end, we only want the good stuff. She has a lot going on. Like I said, like there's attachments and pest, like stuff that shouldn't exist. But one thing at a time. So I believe that everything is here. Okay. Excellent. So let's grab this, extract all links. Okay, green pest control. Okay, so these are locations, bugs, contributors, so those are reviews. Excellent. Let's come up here to the top for her. Take a look. Commercial. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. So we want to clean this up. So green pest control, New Jersey. All right, bear with me here. Commercial pest control, New Jersey. Green pest, yes. All right. Mosquitoes, yes. These are top level pages. Why New Jersey? Because that's the only state that she operates in. So we're looking for top level pest pages. Okay. So AKA also service types. All right. So I don't want location service because that's not what this menu is for. So those can go. Pest control, yes. Ants, beetles, flies, rodent control. Oh my goodness gracious. There is just too much. Tick control, New Jersey. So yes. Top rated wildlife removal. Terms, no. Rodent control. Roach control. Residential is out of here. Okay, spider, no. Mosquitoes, no. So none of these two. That means there's 2 of them. And it's looking like, okay, pest control. All right. Green pest control. These are great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then we're going to go take a look at the existing menu. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So ticks control, I believe, is going to be a good one. Okay. Fix control, so we have that. Commercial green mosquito. All right, ants. Copy. So ants is going to be first. We do not have ants. Ants. Bed bugs. We don't have bed bugs. Does this page clear? Beautiful thing. Good. We'll take that one. We could do the fix up, the cleanup, and all the other stuff later. What I care about is internal linking to these pages. Okay, B. Do we have B? No? Well, we want B's. Copy. Does the page exist? Yes. Great. Next. All right, so bed bugs, bees. Moving on, what's next? Commercial we have. Green pest we have. Mosquito control we have. Pest control we have. All right, roach, Roachhes. Is that going to the right pages? Yes, it is. Looks like I spelled it wrong here. Roach as in the pharmaceutical company, as opposed to a roach that you would step on. Try not to step on because it might spread. But let's copy that. Roaches are good. Okay. Rodent, clear. We do not want this one. Ticks, beautiful thing. And then wildlife removal near me. Not the best name, but we'll keep it because it already existed. So we have our primary pages. Excellent. So the next thing that we'll want to do is we will want to recreate and or fix these names. So let's see if we can do that. How about inspect? Nope. Inspect. All right, so here's our menu. Is it going to give us the names? Yay or nay? So what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting the names so I don't have to type it all out. So ants, I'm going to have to do it one at a time. We do not want to do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'll take this, copy it, put it on here, and then we'll start taking out stuff such as this. Copy, edit, replace all of it. We'll replace these with a space, and we'll replace this with nothing. Okay. And then anywhere it says New Jersey is out of here. So New Jersey, place all. All right, we don't need this as well. So then I'll take this, copy, and we want it to be capitalized case. So then we'll go look that up. Capitalized case. I was going to put New Jersey. Oh my goodness. Capitalized case. So convert case, same difference. We'll put this here. We're going to look for capitalized case. It will take care of it for us. Commercial. So we'll just keep this like this. So these terms are highly relevant to pest control, along with every other service that we do. Note, we do pest control, wildlife, and then we operate. These are the pests that we most notably take care of. We do pest control, rodent control, and wildlife removal, right? So these will be A tags to pages that exist. Also, passing internal link flow to top-level service and or pest pages, while also putting emphasis on terms that are highly relevant, LSI, entity types, to the page that we're on. So what we want to do is we want to grab this. We will put it on our page like this. All right. And we're going to grab this, copy, bring it over here to our menu. And we want to label our items. There's our names or A tags. And then we're going to grab our list of URLs. Okay. Boy. There. Zoop. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Excellent. So we're going to grab these, copy. We'll move these over to here. And this will be our pest menu. Okay. So we will create this menu. Okay. They've been cleared, purge all caches. So we have a pest. Did it not? Did I save? What did I do? Did I mess something up? It's okay. Pest. Primary. Edit menus. Leave. Yep, that's fine. Come on over here. Usually I see it. Footer menu. Primary menu. Well, let's go back into our page. We will refresh. Sure. Now I should be able to add that navigational element, aka internal linking, to this page with very little effort. Let's just see. So navigation. Whoopsie. Okay, either way. Here, here, here. Okie dokie. Okay, so no, I was right. It didn't add. Okay, go back over here. See? Can't win them all. Automatically add new top level pages to this menu. Auto add. No, thank you. So we have our little pest menu. We're going to go back over to here. We're going to go to select. Okay, so it didn't take. Okay, you don't like my style. Fine. We will try again. This is a free plugin. Can't win them all. So just do it again. All right. So again, we're making menus in bulk. Why? Because this will be my pest control menu. We'll do a location menu, and then we do a service location menu based upon each service. So right now I only care about pest control, but each service will have its own menu. Why? It's much easier to add and remove internal links. We utilize menuing and navigational elements for A tags. All right? It just makes life easy. So what we want to do here is generate. There, now it's working. That's what it was supposed to do. All right, so I probably messed that up. It's my fault. This is the pest menu. We will save this menu. Okay. So now we should be able to come over here to this page, click on this. Add it here. Go to content, primary, pest. Oh, pest. Beautiful. So now we've created internal links going to each. Ant control. Oh. Hey, can't win them all. We are doing a lot better than we were. Where are you? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. So I must have gotten B. Oh. Did I copy them improperly? Oh my gosh, I hate when that happens. Well, these things happen, you know? What did I mess up? Did I paste it in wrong? See? One wrong move, it's all over. When I do this, bunk, 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 bunk. All right. I must have typed them in improperly. To go over here. go here. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Okay. Should only go down to 11. It does. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so there is 11. I don't know what I missed. Copy. Now, for some reason, I made it blunder last time. There's only 11. Remove that. 1 through 11. Generate menu items. Custom link. Perfect. I must have copied them wrong initially. Well, got it right the second time. So we will save this menu to pest. Now we will go back. Let's go here. And we will change this to footer menu. Oh boy. We'll worry about that when it's time. Ants. So much better. There you go. Okay, so now we're internally linking to each of these. And then up here, what we want to do is any location page that we have. So we're going to go ahead and add a supporting content. So there's 3: supporting, service, location service. So we want to get rid of this element because this is, if I have to keep modifying this, way too much. So I think what's much better, we'll get rid of this. We will add a navigational element. Here. Here, put it right underneath. Right there. There you go. And then this will be pest primary header footer. Okay. So let's go over here and create a new location service page. Now, location services will be based upon this. Oops. So definite 25. Hudson. Okay, so we have our state, which is going to be top level. Okay. Pest control union. Pest control. And then Union, Jersey. So I guess I have to map the... well, okay. So let's come back over to here. Service area. Okay. Save this draft. This is top level state. All right. Alrighty. So map. Okay. We might as well. So it's Google Maps location. So you're just sticking a location in here, or did you type it out? Oh boy. Okay. Well, text editor. Well, I would assume if a cut, it might be in my best interest to add that. Let's go see. I don't know if it's better to add it here. Oh, probably because it's easier for her to manage. Yeah, I'll put it in the text editor. That way if she wants to add stuff, it's easier instead of HTML. Even though that's what it is. Just load it in HTML. We'll keep it just like that. Okay, this here. Let's get rid of this. Okay, column. Yep, this entire column. Delete. Does that kill off my... It did. Can't have that, Chris. This is always fun. Oh, I'll go and check your questions. Let me use the lavatory. I have a few moments left. 10, 15 minutes. Let me make sure I get this done. Let me go use the potty quick. Where's the back button? Oh. I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's around here somewhere, but I saved it after I made that menu. So I'm going to shift that. I can make the top level the menu that I just created. And then what we'll do is we'll go get the location. So here. So we'll just go to the sitemap. Oh my. This whole section's got to go. What is a local sitemap? Oh, you got a locations. Well, this isn't no laundromat. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Page. Now I like this. This is clean. That's what I'm talking about right there. Spider 2, I don't like. So I don't know where Spider 1 is. Okay. Okay then. Well, let me see here. Let me come inside of here. We'll go here. We will go to pages, all pages. We'll go to drafts and we'll take a look at these locations. October 17th. October 17th. So right before the beginning of the year, we already had pages that existed for then we have a top level blog or resource section. Okay. 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 More. Oh, that's fun. 24/7. Best in Warren. Oh boy. So see, I don't like that. Like best or top, that could be perceived as informational. Rathaway, Somerset. A lot of these we probably have. Okay. So I have to map this to the new area because she said to me, hey, we already have some of these. So let me copy this, add it here. And then any pages that previously existed, can I do a link gopher on this page? Yes or no? It'd be very nice. There's page IDs. I see, because they're not launched. Because they are sitting inside of draft. I see. So, well, okay. Well, let me do this then. No date. Not this. Okay. Title, SEO title. All right. All right. So Brunswick. Looking for locations. So Brunswick is a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. What else is a winner? Okay, clone. Okay, don't need that. Nope. 24/7. Okay, then we get down to Somerset. So Brunswick, Somerset. Select pest. So this here, copy, edit, replace this all. Okay. So the word select, copy, and replace all. Okay. Somerset, Rathaway, Edison. Boy, 2 Brunswicks. Oh, gee, no. New and North. Oh, that seems confusing. Wouldn't I just have one page and talk about North and New? Probably, that's what I would do. Plainfield. All right. Middlesex, which is a county. Wonderful. Monroe. Manfield. Okay. Middlesex again. Okay. Wachachuga. Whatever that is. Manville. Wachatuga. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9. We have 25 that we need. So why would I keep this? What would be the advantage? I mean, other than the age, but the formatting of the overall site will be off. Yeah, but the old ones were probably page 2 in most cases, but not getting traffic because they weren't ranking. Well, we'll keep the existing and then we'll modify the rest. So with that being said, let's take this little list here. And we will see which ones we have already. So here's the ones that we need, and here's the ones that we want. So Brunswick, nope. So that one's out. Somerset, ding, 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 Somerset. Rahway, nope. Nope. So Somerset, yes. Okay. Somerset, R. Rahway, nope. Brunswick, New Brunswick, so okay, winner. And then we could talk about both within that Plainfield, yep, winner. Okay, Monroe, nope. Union, I thought I saw a Union. No, okay. Somerset, Rathaway, oh, Edison, that's a good one. No Edison? What? Okay, so Edison we want. So whatever the Edison is, we'll keep. And we're going to add that. So launch that one. Monroe. Okay, no. Hudson, Manville. Nope. Okay. Wachachunga. Wacha something. Nope, we don't have that one. No Warren, none of these. So out of the ones that we had, the only one that's so there's 4. So out of the ones that you had, there's only 4 in the new existing list that matters. Why did we have all those pages when they're all useless? Doesn't make sense to me. But okay. Fair enough. New Brunswick. Okay. Alright, New Brunswick. Edison, yes. So here, quick edit. Pest Control Services, Edison, New Jersey. Sure, keep that. Google Rewards Freshness. Today's the 19th. We'll make this the 18th. It is June. Great. Good, good, good. Pest Control is the primary term. We'll stick this in here. Exterminator. Edison, New Jersey. Beautiful. Title. Slug. Okay, Exterminators, Edison, New Jersey. Okay, so here, copy. Boom. All right, so 2 primaries. We have New Jersey. We have the variations. The phone number. Where's the brand name? So call who? Call brand. So entity. Call. Us. Okay, we'll get the brand name in there. Okay. Beautiful thing provides. So then we have the name. Beautiful. There's our Edison. We'll take this, copy, bring it over here, go here, take a look down our little list here. Oh, not that one. This one. Where is it? Oh boy. Private stuff. Different client. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just do this one. And this one. Copy. Not what I wanted, but we will keep it just like this. Where is my, okay, ENV, Enviro. So there's our pages, there's those. Do you have the locations? That's what I thought. Okay. Do I not have those? I do not. Okay. So, well, that'll take far too much time. Nah, it'll take too long. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Well, this one we'll bring back. Okay. Get rid of this. I hate that. Edison's a big winner. I like Edison. Where'd you go? Up to the top. So I think what's going to be best here. Oh, I got to rock and roll. Edison. Quick edit. Main page. You can publish this. Okay. The only thing I don't like is I don't have my main template on there. But I will keep this location page. Perfect. Oh. Yeah, I'll keep that. So I think just launch them out, and then if we have them existing, we'll add them. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, let's hurry up and do this. So I have a meeting. I think I said between 7:10 and 7:30, so I have to bust this off. And then I have to go. I'm about to meet with a gentleman named Michael, and I have to do that. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see if we can finish this off very briefly. Where is that page at? Bum, ba, ba, ba. Okay. So pest control location. So here's what we're going to do. We need to create a new menu. Okay. This is going to be pest control locations. What's great about menu tabs is these words will be utilized. Exterminate. It'll show up inside the code like as a menu because it's an item within the page. So in my opinion, depending on the item, like if it's a class or an ID or it's a P tag or whatever the case may be, a jump link, words that show up only in code matter. I think they have a particular weight. Hard for me to say exactly what, but I think it all is taken into account. So exterminator. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to create pest control locations. Okay, now we have that. what we're going to do here is we're going to grab these. Now, I don't have this already. Son of a gun. I think what we should do. Yeah, let's make it based upon, okay. So let's grab our, all right, give me this list. Let's do this briefly. I thought I had this list, but I must not. So let's just grab these quick. Copy. Bring it over to our working sheet. These are locations, which is great. Here we'll go A, delete, Control V. Okay. Let's grab our copy. Okay. Okay. So here, give me this. We want all of those. Yep, give me these. Copy, give me this. All right, so add words to start of each line online. Here, do this. Okie dokie. So this is going to be state level. This is Hudson County. All right. Okay, so the start of each line. This. Add to the beginning of the lines. This. At the end of the lines, nothing. Okay, so and do it. Okay. Copy. Let's go back over here. Try to get this done before I gotta go. State page is just pest control, so this one. And this one here. Okay, so pest control. I want to get this done. Go here, go here. New Jersey here. Okay, good. All right, so Hudson is, these are not in the same order. That's just great. Union, but I have them all here. I don't need this one. Don't need this one. Don't need this one. Jersey City, Union. Got it. Okay. So here we'll go cut. Union. Paste. Here. Cut. State. Yeah. Paste. Jersey City. Cut. Jersey City? No Jersey City? Are you flipping kidding me? That's a good one. New Jersey, New Jersey. There's no Jersey City. I find that hard to believe. Really? Are you kidding me? Plainfield City, County. Well, I think that we need one, so I'll put that over here. Next, Bayonne. Okay. Cut and V. All right. Jersey City. Okay. Exterminator. Oh, I see. All right, so I don't have time to mess around with this right this second. I got to rock and roll. Here, I'll answer any questions, and then I got to rock. I got to make sure I'm in my meet before 7:30. I just have to add another menu. If you're curious, Chris, what the heck are you doing? Again, very quickly, because I'll probably chop this up into other sections. We make a base page. I'll move this down. All right. You have a top level, website.com/pest control. That page that says pest control will be optimized for Pest Control New Jersey. Within that page, we're internally linking to all pest control services within New Jersey, most notably Pest Control City, right? Now, what we're going to do here is we will have our primary services like beds, ants, commercial, all of our service, just like this one, right? Literally like this one here. All right, we'll probably put it in a line though, so it goes down the page. We'll have our primary services going to top level pages. We'll have our pest control plus city pages internally linked in the sidebar as well. That way it'll promote cross-linking across only the pest control pages. These are all top level pages, remember. And then any pest control supporting content, which would come after pest control, like website.com/pest control/ what is pest control, right? Those will also go in the sidebar. This promotes good internal linking, good on-page SEO, will be entity rich, LSI rich, primary keyword rich, and it will allow us to have enough uniqueness to each of the pages to hopefully get our initial indexation before our first page refresh. And that's what we're doing. I do everything based upon menuing. Main menu is head. You'll have a pest control menu, footer menu, service menu, supporting content menu. Simple. Each menu I can add and take away my internal links. Hopefully this is helpful. Again, I have a meeting at 7. Well, I have to be there before 7:30. Let's see if there's anything else in here I can help you out with, and then I am out of here. Awesome. Recommend course for SEO with React and Next.js, sir. I do not. Next.js. Oh, I like Next.js. I don't. No, I don't. I'm sorry. Can you audit a house cleaning site and work I'm working on? I don't know why it's not ranking. I don't have time today. Unfortunately, I apologize. I have a meeting with a gentleman that I have to be there by and before 7:30. So right now I'm gonna go use the lavatory. And then I'm out of here. So I guess that's it. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time today, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.